Hello, guys, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Brian Redgrave here again with my review of Game of Thrones Season 6. I can't believe how close I am to the end at this point. Two more seasons, Season 7 and 8. But before we get to that, before I get there, because you guys are probably already there, Season 6. So, this is a really good season. Really good season. A lot of interesting developments happen here. Number one, Jon Snow died in season 5. He was back here. Literally in the very beginning, I think it was in episode 2. Maybe it was 1, but I think it was episode 2. I was happy about that. I never really wanted him to die. But yet, I have to wonder what was the point of killing him off just to bring him in so quickly into the season again. I feel like they should have waited a little bit more, argue with that, his whole death. But at the same time, it was good to have him back. And the fact that he wasn't permanently dead. He killed the traitors. He hanged them. So that was the end. I feel bad for the little kid. Because at the end of the day, he did it because his family was butchered by wildlings. But oh well. Interesting development. Sansa and Theon escaped. Finally. Sansa seems to not be suffering anymore. At least by this season, judging by it. They escape. She reunites with Brienne. Now Brienne's defending her. Theon goes back home. His father is killed by his uncle. Yara, his sister, wants now to rule, but the uncle's in the way, so they escape and go to Daenerys. Very interesting development. I did not expect that at all. I'm curious to see how this is going to work, but from the looks of it, they have now joined with Daenerys on her way to fight for the Iron Throne. Very exciting. Very exciting to see where Theon is. He's somewhat been redeemed? Because I really couldn't stand him when he betrayed Robb. But he saved Sansa. And it's not helping Daenerys, so it's all good now, right? Tyrion, there you go, sorry. Tyrion is now with Daenerys. He's been with Daenerys, but at one point he was, having to be a leader since Daenerys was dealing with the Dothraki again. But she got them to join the army after killing the leaders and showing them that, fire can't kill her. So that was cool. Jorah is gone. She sent him to find a cure. Will he? I don't know. That's a good question. Will he find a cure, or will he die? Or will he find a cure and die or something else? That has me very intrigued, to be honest. Very intrigued. And Daario I think I said that right, got told to stay behind in Meereen. That came to me as a bit of a surprise. But it's all good. I will say, the Battle of the Bastards, that episode, when Jon and Ramsay went to war, it was crazy. That episode was amazing. It was amazing and it was crazy. But Rickon died. Another Stark has fallen. How many Starks gotta die here? How many is that now? Man, that was very sad. Let's see, who else? Arya. Her training with Jaqen was interesting, but it was all for nothing, I guess. Because then she went back to being Arya instead of no one. But I will say, Arya killing Walder Frey was fantastic. Revenge for what he did to her mother and brother, and serving him his own sons was sick. It was sick, but it was awesome to see how much Arya has changed and how far she has come from where she used to be, this little girl who just wanted to learn how to fight, and see her, like, it's been a great evolution of her character, and I cannot wait to see where she goes. Which brings me to my next point. I was excited to see the Hound back. I guess I was wrong. He wasn't dead. He's still alive. And man, that was just so good to see him. I really like this character, and I liked him with Arya. I'm only hoping him and Arya reconnect at some point. Which Arya also stated that she didn't kill the Hound because she was conflicted in whether to do it or not. which it should have been because he was protecting her by the end. He wasn't even doing it for money anymore. They were all dead. Who could he give her to? So that was fantastic. And the dragons, and Daenerys, and the war, her killing everybody in the ships with the dragons was just another amazing episode. Fantastic action. It was a hell of a season. Very good. Another thing, Cersei. Wow, Cersei is now the queen. After she killed the High Sparrows and all of them, the followers, and everybody who was in the room, including Sir Loras and the queen. I just cannot believe it. She blew them all up. I was conflicted. I show her being so evil and crazy, but I didn't want Sir Loras, or I think her name was Marjorie, the queen, to die, especially in this type of way. I really liked her character. And to go out like this was like, boof, you got blown away. And then, first of all, why would you do that when your son is married to her? He loves her. He would do anything for her. And this led to Tommen committing suicide. Which means Cersei has lost all three of her children. Joffrey, Myrcella, and Tommen. Which now makes me think she's gonna go crazy. She'll be the Mad Queen at this point. And even Jaime's face at the end, it was a face of worried. Like, what kept Cersei together was her children, and now with all three of them gone, what's left of her? Very interesting where this show is going to go after this. See what's up with Cersei. And then Tarly went to be a maester. That was his dad is dick. I really don't like his dad. He went to be a maester, but we didn't get much of him this season. We got a little bits and pieces. We seen the library. It was huge. So yeah, a lot of good stuff this season. Very good season. Very shocking season at times. It was good to see Jon, who was dead, be brought back to life, to finally reunite with Sansa. That was so good to finally see. And they retook Winterfell. Winterfell is theirs again. And he is now proclaimed King of the North like Robb was. It was a great ending. But the ending, where we finally know who Jon's mom is, turns out to be Lyanna Stark. Meaning he's technically not even Ned's son. He's Lyanna and the Targaryen son. So he has Targaryen blood, correct? Making him the correct ruler of the Iron Throne. Yeah, it was shocking. I could not believe it. Oh, and Bronn's back. He's a 3-hour Raven now. He wasn't in the last season, so he's here. His story was interesting, and Hodor's explanation of how he became Hodor was confusing. Little time skip jump in there between past and future. It was crazy, but it was very entertaining. It was sad. I was sad to see Hodor died. I really was. But yeah, this was a really, really good season that I'm excited for season 7. I'm really, really close to the end. And that brings us to the final verdict of Game of Thrones Season 6. It is an S. It was an amazing season. I had no issues with it. Good season. Better than the last one to me. And let's just be known, Ramsay deserved to die. He was a terrible person. He got killed in brutal fashion. He killed his father this season. He killed his stepmom and brother. Yeah, the guy was sick. So the way he went out was just perfect. Brutal fashion. So if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. This has been my review of Game of Thrones Season 6. This has been Brian Redgrave. Redgrave, out.